to support us. I do appreciate it. I have with me today Pastor Jamila Gooden. She is the pastor at the Unity Church of Charlotte in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the author of the best-selling help book, The Death of the Angry Black Woman. Amazing. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And so you are a pastor. You're
Yeah.
married and you're a pastor, right?
Yes, I'm happily married.
Nice. You have children? Any children?
Well, we have altogether, there is 8. And so
Wow.
we have a blended family because we have a blended family. I have 2. I have Dylan Hunter and he has 6. And so together we're a blended family. Although his children are older and my kids are younger, we kind of mesh kind of good. So blended families do work. They work.
Amazing. So that means that you've been married before.
I have.
What made
Yeah.
you decide to get married to a man who has already been married?
Well, why give up on something you desire? And I desired a healthy marriage. And I'm a bit of a go-getter. And so you have to make a determination, is your heart worth it? And because I value love, I took the chance and I finally, with the help of God, got it right. And so
Nice.
now I have a healthy marriage. I think if you want something, don't give up until you get it. It's too late. And so even though it's too late for somebody will say, no, it's not. Because if I looked at my heartbreak as a fallen state, I would have never been into this marriage that I happen to love and never want to get a divorce from. However, it takes a person of courage to say, we're going to keep going, because it takes courage to do that. And I think no matter where you are in life, there is someone that is going to be courageous enough to keep on going. Despite the cracks of life, you got to keep on going.
But how do you know you're in a fallen state? Most people don't know that they're in a fallen state. What is the sign or signs of being in a fallen state? How do you know when you're in one?
So I'm going to speak to you from 2 perspectives, from the pastor's perspective and from you understanding, because you too were a pastor at one point. So I am going to quote something biblical. And biblically, it says, whether people believe or not, just let me quote the book with respect. It says that a just man falleth 7 times, right? And so pride cometh before a fall. So if these things are happening, something is preventing you from seeing the reality. This is not working. I said that this morning. I said, don't take red flags and turn them green. When you see a red flag, you've got to step back and you've got to say, do I move forward or do I step back? And I think because people want something so bad, you have to look at how come you want it so bad. What are you investing in? Is this going to break me or is it going to make me? Do I believe in what I'm striving for? And you have to take those moments and you have to make a determination how to move. And I think sometimes with people who are being anxious, people who want something, you got to move with your heart, but you got to think with your brain. And a lot of people are not doing that. They're making emotional moves when they should be thinking.
So how can a person overcome the fallen state?
Understand faith, understanding works, and have a little both. And I think once you realize that everyone has the opportunity to fall, but not too many have the opportunity to rise up. You've got to do something within yourself and you have to come up with a plan.
What?
The Bible said that he has the ability to turn the heart of the king.
What
That's
does
scripture.
that have to do with women in leadership, though?
Because you just said that God can do anything he wants.
Are you saying God put women in leadership?
I'm saying God can do whatever he wants.
Are
I'm
you
saying
saying
exactly
that God put women in leadership?
God can do whatever he wants.
Are you saying
say,
that God put women in leadership? I'm asking that.
I'm saying God can put anybody in the seat.
We
He
know
chooses.
that. One more time, because I need to move on. Are you saying that God put women in leadership over men?
No, that's what you said. I am saying.
No, I'm asking you, are you saying that?
I'm saying God can put women in leadership.
God can, but he doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
So you mean to tell me that the Immaculate Conception, Mary, that she was necessary, that God chose a woman to bear his son. That's how necessary women are.
But that didn't make Mary a leader, though. She was just a virgin, hadn't done anything wrong, so she was able to have
I believe
baby.
I believe, this is my perspective.
But she wasn't a leader.
I believe by her saying okay to every bit of ridicule, rumors, and slander because of the way the Immaculate Conception came about, it put her in a level of leadership.
No.
Because
no, it did not. Not at all.
Wait a minute. This I'm saying.
But it did not put her in leadership at all.
Okay. So
she was just the oven that carried the bread. Once he put the bread, the bacon in the oven, she was just a bread holder. That's all.
Okay. Okay. No. That's your opinion. But
no, it's not. That's not my opinion.
My perspective is the fact that she took an assignment to lead the way of the Messiah's birth.
No.
She led the way.
No, you're making this out to be something that's not true. But let me ask.
Let me
ask you this.
That God can do anything.
Mary.
But now you're backtracking.
Hello?
Because you're saying if God can do anything, he can't make women leadership?
He could, but he won't. He doesn't change his rules at all. God is not going to change his order just to please a woman. Believe me.
God can do whatever he wants.
We know that. You keep repeating that, but he's still not going to change his order to make a woman a leader. He's not going to do that.
But see, you don't believe that.
No, I know that.
No. But are you God?
Let me ask you this. I know that God doesn't change his order at all. He'll let you suffer until you come to his order. He's not coming to you down to your out of order or disorder life. But let me ask, if your husband told you that you could not be a pastor, you need to stay home and watch over the children, be his wife, and cook and clean, you cannot be a pastor, would you stop? Would you step down?
Well, to answer your question truthfully, one, he wouldn't do that.
I'm asking you, if he told you that, would you step down?
If he asked me that, he would have to give me a reason. And if the reason was good enough, I would do it.
If your husband told you to step down, you can no longer be a pastor, you need to be a wife and a mama to the children, you would do that?
If he would ask me that, I would do that.
Nice. So let me ask, do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God or God?
I believe Jesus is the Son of God.
And what do you think of those pastors who are teaching that Jesus is God?
I mind my business because the Bible said, let every man work out his own soul salvation.
Do you think?
And so I don't get in the business of everyone else. I only concerned about the Goodens and Unity Charlotte International.
But is it good that these people are teaching that Jesus is God rather than the Son?
That's your opinion.
No, I'm asking you.
You see, you're conservative. Why you go on that binge? You can't bring me there. Next question.
I can't bring you where?
What I'm not going to do, I believe in conflict resolution, and I do know, I do know how and why people operate in your specific position as a conservative. But when it comes down to certain things, I am concerned what God put in my hand.
Are you a conservative?
No.
Are you liberal?
No, I'm not answering that.
You're not answering that either? Well, you have a right not to answer that. That's totally right. But let me ask.
I will say this. I am bipartisan about some things.
Oh, okay.
Some things.
Okay. Well, if you
I'm
don't
bipartisan about some things.
I understand if you don't want to talk about your politics. Do you support abortion?
I think it's horrible because whether you like it or not, I am a pastor. And the majority of the people that I speak with are women. I had a young lady who was raped by a biological father. She was raped. What do you do when a woman is raped by her biological father?
You let her.
What do you do?
You encourage her to have the baby and put her up for adoption.
Okay. So her mental health is not important. And I believe that sometimes you have to be very mindful that you can't change everybody's choices. We would love everyone to do what they have to do to have children. But the reality is everyone is not going to agree with what we deem necessary and right. And so therefore, I can't force anyone to see my point of view. And so because I can't force anyone to see my point of view, I will keep my point on this view to myself.
So let me ask, there are a lot
Because
of,
I'm going to be honest with you.
there are
A lot of
of
times, the African-American women or men, when you think about slavery, and you think about how brutally our
make
ancestors
a long
were
story
raped.
short because we run out of time, and I want to.
No,
Let
no,
me
let's
ask.
do it. You
So
brought
make,
it up.
make
No,
yeah,
you
make
know
your
where
long
I'm
story
going. No,
short.
come on, conservative. You know where I'm going. Let's do it.
So, I
You
don't know where
had
you're
women
going.
who were
I don't know where
slaves.
you're going at all. What
Oh,
the?
yeah, you do. You're
No, no.
conservative. Come on, baby.
You keep saying I'm
You
concerned.
had women and you had our ancestors who were raped. And they said, have that baby and get out on the field and work. Was that right?
Yes. It
That was right.
Yes.
So my ancestors being raped, and then Master said, get out there and work in that field.
You don't know one of your ancestors that was raped and went to the field.
Well, if I'm black, I'm attached to
You're
one of
just
them.
throwing it out there. But let me ask.
No,
So
you don't think that you had ancestors that were raped?
let me ask. I don't think about that at all. But let me
Okay,
ask.
you're conservative. I get it. Go ahead. Next
Let me
question.
ask. So for the record, you don't believe that the woman have the right to kill the baby in the womb?
You're trying to contort me to say something that I'm not. What
No, I
I
just
am
want to
going
know.
to say.
I just know.
Listen,
I want to be clear. You don't believe that a woman has the right to kill the baby in the womb?
I am saying that there are some women who unfortunately are going to make choices whether we agree or not. Whether we agree or not. I can say,
No, I understand that.
believe in
You're right
abortion.
about
Yes,
that.
I believe in abortion. Well, I don't know. That is really not for, I'm not, I would like to keep women from being suicidal. I would like to stop babies from being in a trash can like they just found over in Texas. But the truth of the matter, we can't determine that.
Right.
So I keep my
Right,
opinion
but
to
just
myself.
for the record, you don't agree that a woman has the right, because a lot of women are saying
No.
that,
Let's
and
stay
women
for the
don't
record.
have a
I'm not
right
gonna
to kill the
respond.
women don't have the right to kill the baby in the. She doesn't have a right to kill the man's children in the womb, right?
No, I'm not going to respond to that. I'm kind of smarter than that. So you want me to respond to a conservative narrative? And right now, I'm saying I can't respond over something that I have never experienced. What I will tell you, I've experienced women who have been mentally abused, sexually assaulted, and something has got to be done, and I'm not there. My job is to care for them, hug them, and give them the help that they need, because it will be out of my hands.
But you don't know if a woman has a right to kill the man's child or children in the womb. You don't know that for yourself?
No, what I'm saying to you, Mr. Conservative, is there are some things that we cannot control. You
Now,
don't
ask you if you can control
let me
it.
help you.
I'm asking you do you believe that a woman has a right to kill the man's children in the womb?
No,
Parents don't have issue with their children, only bad parents. No such thing as a good parent having there's no such thing as a good parent having issue with their children. Only bad parents have bad issues with their children.
That's not true.
Yes,
That's
it is.
not true.
How
That's
can you
not
be
true.
good and produce bad?
No, that's not true.
How can you be good and produce bad?
No, listen.
How can you be good and produce bad?
That's not true.
How can you be? I'm asking you then. How can you be good and produce bad?
It's called adulting. That
What?
They make their own choices. You could train up a child in a way that they should go. and they still can make bad choices.
Not
there are
true.
some people,
No,
whether you are
not
black,
true.
no, there's
That's
some
not
people,
true.
whether you are black or white, there's some people who are dealing with children who are bipolar. So that's a false statement. That's a false narrative.
That's not
What do you
true.
do when a child is bipolar?
No, they only bipolar because they got bipolar parents.
That's not true.
Yes,
See,
it is.
you were conservative. You wouldn't make that stupid statement. You wouldn't make a statement like that. That's not true.
Let me ask
That's
this.
not true. That's not true.
You criticize Trump for calling Kamala Harris nasty, vicious,
That's your boy.
horrible, and a monster, saying she is simply misunderstood. Trump is right about Kamala Harris. What is it that he's not understanding? She is nasty and vicious and all that. Look how she attacked him. What is he not understanding about that? She's misunderstood.
Okay,
Because
can I ask you a question?
She is nasty.
Can I say something? With
What?
all due respect. As a conservative, I get it.
What do
Are
you
you
mean?
blind?
Why you see what?
Are you blind?
Am I what?
Blind.
Black?
Blind.
No.
Okay.
So answer that question
there's a
about
level
Trump.
of you-
Where is
hold
Trump
on.
wrong about Camilla?
There's a level of you that I do understand because you're conservative, that you have a level of intelligence.
No, I'm not
How
smart.
can you
I have no
say that?
intelligence.
Wait a minute. How can you
I have
say
no
that?
intelligence.
Listen to me. How can you make a statement when a man stands up and he makes fun of the disabled? How can you say that with a man who has groped women and has unfortunately got 38 convicted felons? How can you make a statement like that? Did you not know or watch the news that everyone sees it? So my question is, how do you say that about one person, but yet focus on another who just laughs loud, who's a prosecutor? I think you can't pick and choose your narrative. You have to really receive the truth. And the truth is everyone has done stuff. Everybody has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But we don't get to sit in God's seat and judge people. And that's something that I'm not going to do.
I know, but you said this about Trump. You're judging him.
I think
You're judging Trump. How are you able to judge Trump but not Kamala Harris?